so much, because a lot of times, and I get in the middle of a lot of these things on social media, and I disagree with people, and fighters are like, they say, oh, I'm here to entertain, and I'm like, no, they're there for them, for the competition of what they're doing. If it entertains, this is just my opinion, if it entertains, that's great, but it's about the two fighters in competition, and they're having fun, and they're making a living, and on and on and on. Entertaining is not, in my opinion, the top couple things that the fighters are thinking about when they're fighting. So you saying that, I agree with.
Yeah, I agree. Some fighters, they are out there to entertain, and they want to win the fight, but if the fight gets boring, they'll stick their neck out there. And I still put myself in the fire a little bit too, but that's not for entertainment purposes. That's for my own purpose, having fun, trying to finish the fight, stuff like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I talked to somebody about this through PR. They were saying, shit talkers, people that stir up drama a little bit on social media and pre-fight press conferences, they're like a PR nightmare. And I'm telling them, that's the last thing that a fighter should be worried about, because at the end of the day, we're stepping in a cage with another fighter who's been training not only their whole life, but an 8 to 10 week specific fight camp, just thinking about that person the entire time. And they're going to step in the cage with each other with nobody to help, in a crowd full of 10 to 15,000 people, and millions of people watching on TV, and your loved ones, friends, and your family, everybody watching. And you can be humiliated, and you could be knocked out, and you could lose brain cells. It could change your life. You know what I mean? You could have a life-altering injury, a career-ending injury. So I think at the end of the day, if a fighter wants to have a little bit of fun, or a fighter wants to talk a little bit of shit, I think that should be the least of their worries. The build-up to the fight, PR, all that should be the least of their worries. That's what the PR people are there for. And if they're complaining about fighters that are like that, maybe they should get a different job.
Bravo. I mean, I can't say it any better, bro. Wow.
Are you a fan of other sports, other teams, other players or fighters?
Yeah, I'm a big fight fan. There's fighters in Bellator that I'm fans of. Obviously, UFC's a lot bigger in terms of viewership, so a lot of people tend to gravitate towards that. But I'm fans of everybody and people in every promotion. And on top of that, I'm a huge Steelers fan, huge football fan. I love all football, but big Steelers fan. I don't get into baseball or hockey that much, but I watch the playoffs. I've been to games in person. Same thing with baseball, but those are more so things that I can just watch whenever there's something on the line, like a championship, or if I'm there in person enjoying the atmosphere or something like that. But for me, the sports I grew up loving were football and wrestling. And then whenever it came to watching, I didn't even like watching wrestling. I enjoyed doing it. It was fun for me to do, but I couldn't get into watching it. I liked watching football and fighting, and it's still the same way this day. So I always say the 3 F's: football, fighting, and food. Those are the 3 things that are very important to me in life.
Now you're from outside of Pittsburgh, right?
Yes, 45 minutes north of Pittsburgh. I grew up.
It's always my second, when I found out you were coming on, I was born in Philly. Matt gives me crap because I was only born there, even though I've lived there 3 different times. And, I'm always talking Philly, and that's the first thing I think of. I'm like, I wonder how far he is from Philly. And then I saw you were just outside of Pittsburgh.
Hours.
Yeah. So it definitely makes sense that you're a Steeler fan.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, 45-minute drive, and it's a straight shot. You get on 79, you get on 422, go straight to 79, you shoot straight down 79, straight in the city of Pittsburgh. 45-minute drive. If you're heavy on the pedal like I am, it's 40, 35 minutes sometimes.
So Dalton, when you're talking about the UFC, obviously the name and the status, my apologies earlier. When I was talking to you, I was bringing up other fighters. I just look at you guys as warriors, man. I don't really look at the brand. I don't really look at the promotion. I know it's a business. I know it's branding and loyalty. But, as the sport continues to grow on a global scale, not everybody's a purist like Randy, who's been there since day one, the OG of the UFC. The people just see you as a fighter. They don't really know the difference between the PFL, the Bellator, the, Ryzen, and all the different promotions, BKFC. It's too confusing. Life's happening too fast. I just respect, the process of what you guys go through and loving to learn why you guys do it and the motivation behind it. So, no disrespect there. I apologize if I confused the brands, but you're a warrior and champion in my heart always.
I appreciate it, man.
Before we let you go, let's talk about next Saturday. Thoughts on the opponent, and how much. And I always ask this, and I get different answers. Obviously, how much do you know about the opponent, and does it even matter about the opponent because it's more what you're going to do, not necessarily what he is.
I think what the opponent's going to do definitely matters. I've watched plenty of film on him, but at the end of the day, I think that I'm in a position where he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm much better. And I'm in a position where no matter what he does, he has to worry more about what I'm going to do than me worry about what he is. He's going to have to react to me, not the opposite. And I think he's going to overextend, make some mistakes, and I think I'm going to knock him out.
Awesome. Good stuff. Can't wait for next Saturday. You're at ATT down south, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is we always send, thank you gifts for coming on. I'm going to send it to Dan Lambert down at ATT. He'll get it to you. We'll send you a care package from 8 Man Strong, as well as a box of stuff from Bucked Up Energy Drink as well.
Awesome. I love fucking energy drinks. Thanks, man. I just got done drinking one before I got on these calls, actually.
Well, when you're done the ones I send you, just, have Dan reach out, have the PR people reach out. We'll send more to you.